نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص
There is a bit of discussion about the creation of Lady Hawa and a little inconsistency. If we look at certain riwayat, we are told that she was created from the rib of Adam, whereas other riwayat vehemently and bitterly deny her creation from the rib of Adam. And it is said that she was created from the clay left over from the creation of Adam. Now both of these riwayat are reconcilable because obviously Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala structured her like He structured Adam with clay. But as opposed to Adam, in whom the breath of Allah was breathed, once Adam becomes a living creature, it is quite possible that a portion of Adam is extracted, and that portion of Adam consisting of life is somehow inserted in the structure of Bibi Hawa, and she becomes a living being. In other words, the genes and the spirit occupying Adam is then placed into Hawa, and that would make sense that from you He created your soul. Now Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states to Adam, to Hawa, and to Iblis, أَهْبِطُوا مِنْهَا جَمِيعًا, all of you together leave this place, descend from it. This shows that the paradise is definitely an elevated place. It's not the paradise that we will go to after that. Nonetheless, it is a paradise which is more of a worldly paradise. And descend from it could mean existential descent. Not walk out of it, but change your realm. Maybe we need our scientific understanding of today to try and envisage what was happening then. That they were changing location through speedy transfer from one realm to another. So it is possible that the paradise was an earthly paradise and it is in a place, but we cannot understand it either in a different realm of the earth or in a physical location of the earth, we do not know. But we find this verse in the Quran in which certain people say, praise be to Allah or glory be to Allah, who has made us the heirs of paradise. نَتَبَوَّأُ مِنَ الْأَرْضِ, we go about in the earth as in how we want. So there is some clue that there is certain paradise somewhere that is not the paradise of the hereafter. The hadith states that Adam descended in India, Hawa descended in Jeddah, and Iblis descended somewhere in Iran. Now they were very, very tall at this point, and slowly, their bodies were shrunk and made smaller. Adam was given seeds from paradise, which he then planted in India, and he was taught how to cultivate the land. Adam was saddened and was repentant and regretful. He spent many years, hundreds of years, in regret of losing paradise, of disobeying God, and of isolation from Bibi Hawa. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَتَلَقَّى آدَمْ مِنْ رَبِّهِ كَلِمَاتٍ فَتَابَ عَلَيْهِ. Adam received words from his Lord, and his Lord turned to him mercifully. These words, we are told, was Adam's recollection of certain names that he saw inscribed upon the arsh. And he saw La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah. So he said, "Oh Allah, I ask you for the sake of Muhammad." And Allah said, "And how do you know Muhammad?" He said, "When you created me and when you breathed into me of your spirit, when I opened my eyes, I saw this name inscribed alongside your name in the loftiest of places. And I knew that whoever this name represents is somebody very dear to you." Allah responded, "Indeed, he is. And he will be coming to the world and he will be of your progeny. And for his sake, I forgive you. In another riwayat, it was the names of the holy five people, Muhammad Ali, Fatima, Hassan and Hussein, Salamullah alayhim. And Adam implored Allah by these names. So it is true to say that at a particular point, Adam's soul was inspired with this recollection, and hence Adam received words from his Lord. But it is curious, when you read the Quran, we find the story of Nabi Ibrahim as well, that Ibrahim was tested by his Lord by words. Now if we look at the Quran, it makes excessive use of the word words, the noun words. If all the trees were to become pens, and all the oceans were ink, and other oceans were brought together, and they began to inscribe the words of Allah, the words of Allah would not end. So words here are some realities, overwhelming realities. And possibly the Prophet Muhammad and his blessed family are symbolizing in the highest sense those realities. In any case, Adam was forgiven. Adam made way towards Makkah, and he carried a white stone, which today we know as Hajar al-Aswad, the black stone, and he placed it in Makkah. This stone is not of this world, but we are told it is an angel or an angelic being. And it records everything that transpires upon this earth, or more specifically, whoever goes to Makkah and visits the house of God. In another hadith, we are told that Adam descended upon Safa, the Mount Safa, and Bibi Hawa on the Mount Marwa, and hence the names Safa from Safiullah Adam, the chosen one of God, and Marwa from Bibi Hawa, who is a female. But it seems that when they walked in search of each other, they both stood at each of the mountain before finding each other. By this time, Adam had learned the ways of the world, how to eat, how to drink, how to cultivate. He has also learned how the animals behave. He has also learned that how the animals kill and they eat each other. This learning process has been a lengthy one and an expensive one for Hazrat Adam. But Hazrat Adam also understood that Iblis disobeyed Allah, and yet Allah persevered with Iblis. He learned a vital lesson. This disobedience of God is not crushed by the might of God. That God allows disobedience. If we were to understand this, then we will know that an ideal form of government is one in which we can have legitimate opposition, and one in which we can accommodate the differences of minorities and give minorities their rights. We see this in the government of Ali ibn Abi Talib, in which he allowed dissent and he gave rights to those who did not believe in him as the Khalifa. It seems highly inconsistent with the government of God and khilaf of Allah that opposition is crushed brutally and not given any rights, or that minorities are not given any rights. Adam and Hawa lived in the vicinity of the Kaaba. Then Adam and Hawa went out of the holy precinct, and Hawa became pregnant. In the first pregnancy, she had twins, Habil and his sister. In the second pregnancy, she had twins, Qabil and his sister. And she gave birth to 20 sets of children, according to some 70 sets of children, in a similar fashion, twins. Here then comes the story of procreation. Habil's sister was married to Qabil, and Qabil's sister was married to Habil. According to certain narrations, such a thing never ever took place, but we will explain this shortly. Qabil desired to marry his own twin as opposed to Habil's, and hence there was a dispute. Nabi Adam said, "We will draw lots." They were both happy with that. When they drew lots, Habil got married with Qabil's sister and Qabil with Habil's. Qabil was filled with excessive jealousy for Habil. And when Habil was seen to be the heir of Adam, Qabil protested. In other places it is told that because Qabil wanted to marry his own twin sister, he protested, and both of these brothers were told to offer offerings to God. And whosoever's offerings was accepted would be either the vicegerent of God after Adam or will marry Qabil's sister. Habil presented a lamb, the best that he had, because he was a shepherd. Qabil presented wheat, but the most worthless form of wheat that he had. We are told that fire consumed the lamb, and that was the sign of the acceptability of the sacrifice. When Habil's sacrifice was accepted and Qabil was not, the Quran says Allah accepts from those who are God mindful or God conscious. It is not the substance that we give in the way of Allah, but rather the intention with which we give. Qabil was incensed and filled with greater jealousy. At one point, Qabil says to Habil, "Indeed, I shall put you to death," because he had observed how the beasts would kill each other. Habil said, "If you stretch your hand to kill me, I shall not stretch my hand to kill you, so that you may be raised with my sins." Qabil, in a state of rage, took a stone and struck Habil and killed him. Here is a thought. We normally say that evil is a learned behavior. But these two brothers are born to the purest of the pure, Adam and Hawa. Adam and Hawa are within an atmosphere in which there is no corruption. And indeed, they are not teaching their children anything that is ungodly. So that just shows that we have the propensity within us prior to social conditioning of being excessive and transgressive. So when we say that people are bad or people are good due to social conditioning, we may need to revise that view. Of course, it is quite possible that Qabil has learned anger and rage from observing the beasts of the land. But then, that is another level of discussion and not the immediate domestic or communal atmosphere.